Hey guys, how's it going? And welcome back to the top 16. The ARG presents Dragon Ball Regionals at Orlando, Florida.
Yep.
So we have actually a really cool match for our top 16 match. It's actually super exciting. It is, we have, actually I'm just going to pop up the names.
Yeah,
I don't want to get it wrong.
Bring up the...
Yeah, we have Alleman, the 5th seed, playing Blue-Red Trunks. We saw him on stream yesterday. It was super awesome. We have Eddie St.Hilaire, playing Mono Blue Vegeta Aggro on the right, being the red player. We talked a lot about we've seen him a lot in the Dragon Ball scene. He's a very popular player. He's had a lot of success in multiple events, online and locals, and just a great player. Another PBG player as well.
And he's staring at us right now.
Yeah. Look at me, I'm on the cat. Oh wait, I gotta go to gameplay, see what this says.
Look at me, I'm the captain now.
Oh, okay. Look at me, I'm the captain now.
My.
So we're gonna signal our judge, let them know that they're all ready to go, they're good to go, and then we'll see what's happening. Again, I'm super excited to see this event. You know, we have the Blue-Red Trunks player who actually had a really good record.
Wow.
It's like we're having some confusion with the judge here real quick. Let's let him. All right, but anyway, so we saw Alleman yesterday playing green, the Blue-Red Trunks. You know, very good player. I think he went 7-2 his total record yesterday, which is super cool for, you know, kind of a fringe deck, a deck we haven't seen since this event. We've seen, you know, a couple players playing Trunks in past events, but never, you know, playing Blue-Red in like kind of this aggressive format. Why this deck does so well, though, is it's kind of preying on these self-awakening decks. And, you know, the funny thing is, St.Hilaire is wanting to do the same thing. You know, it's kind of the battle of the same deck here. But to be fair, this same thing happened in, I think it was round 6 of the event. They were both 1 seed going into it, and these two players played, and Allen actually took that match. And so I talked to Eddie a little bit before the match, and you know, Eddie was saying that he really wanted to get some revenge in this match, right? You know, he lost the first time they played, and he wanted to win on this one. So we'll see what happens. Looks like players are getting everything set up, getting their cards shuffled here. But yeah, pretty fun matchup.
So right now, guys, we're just waiting to get the okay from head judge to start. They're running a little behind over there. The rest of the top 32 still playing. I went ahead and had a little conversation with the players, and we're just waiting for the okay to start. Basically, we added the seeds.
Yeah, the seeds
are on there now.
So we have, you know, Alleman here, 5th seed, playing Eddie St.Hilaire, 20 seed. It'd actually be really cool. Maybe we can, if they're separating them up like they are, if we can maybe get like the final game on stream. So if they're playing like a best of 3 or something, get like the 3rd game on stream or something. It might be kind of neat. So we might be able to bring you guys like multiple games, possibly. We'll talk to the head judge, see what we can do.
But we're just waiting for the go-ahead. Guys, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, throw it in the chat. I have the chat up right now. I'm looking at it. I'll answer questions in the meantime, in between time. But I'm excited. I am excited. Literal father-son matchup.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, father-son. We have Trunks versus Vegeta. You know, both decks, like I said, wanting to do the same, you know, type of thing. They both are kind of preying on, you know, those decks that want a quick awaken. I think that why Trunks, I think, is kind of a little bit favored in this matchup is we saw him yesterday, and he ran a lot of blockers in this deck. Yep. And that actually slows down this Vegeta aggro deck a lot. Like, because he wants to self-awaken himself to get card advantage, and then use that card advantage to win, you know, with big double strike attacks. And that's exactly what Trunks wants him to do, right? He wants him to self-awaken. He wants him to do damage to himself. He's going to use blockers to survive, and then the swing back is going to be, you know, puts Eddie in a situation where he can't win. Or he has to spend so many cards to defend, he won't be able to put the pressure on.
On the flip side, Eddie also was telling us it's basically crit deck. He's running a lot of critical cards, so that also might play in as a big factor because, yes, the Trunks draws a lot, but hitting life, anytime you hit the life and it goes to the drop area, it's a very, very, very big deal because you're eating that one resource, you know? However, I think that the Trunks matchup is a little bit more favorable as well because of the consistency of how many cards they can pull from the deck and how quickly they can do it. Now, if Allen goes triple kava like last time, that's the thing. Something to mess with.
This deck could just is so fast. It can put tons and tons of pressure on their opponent. Both players looking at each other's deck lists, trying to get an idea of what's going on. This is a great thing that they do in the top cuts. I love this. As a competitive player, it's always nice to look at your opponent's deck, kind of get an idea of what's going on. Also, on the bottom of those deck lists, you see one of our sponsors here at ARG, which is Dex Protection. They actually have really awesome both deck boxes, sleeves, and portfolios. Actually, their portfolio is one of the highest rated portfolios. They look nice, they're stylish, they're great products. So if you guys want to check them out, definitely check it out at dexprotection.com.
Farouk, no. There's no judges here from Hartford other than Max and Josh.
Yeah. Max being the head judge at Hartford, and I think he's the assistant head judge here at Orlando.
Trained another head judge, Jason Toro. He's done a pretty good job. He's done a pretty good job.
I mean, that's the thing. I talk about it all the time, and one of the most important things when it comes to having a solid community as far as competitive community is you need to have those judges. You need to have that judge program going, and Dragon Ball has done that. I mean, we have awesome judges at both Hartford and here in Orlando, and it's just been great. I mean, both players, doing their studying. They're getting the.
Well, you get 1 minute to look at your opponent's deck list. Looks like Eddie's done. Eddie's like, I got it.
Yeah, Eddie's like, okay, I remember this thing. This is the one that wrecked me.
Yeah, because they did play yesterday in Swiss. So this matchup happened, and apparently Allen steamrolled Eddie in that match, according to what Eddie was telling us.
I really feel like Allen's deck is just really built to prey on these decks. There's very few decks, I think, that Allen has a bad matchup against.
I love these die. Last time I saw him, he let me play with them. You guys are good. And it looks like they're going to go ahead and do the roll. Those metal die. Metal die are, deceivingly heavy.
Right, there we go. The handshake, and they're going to get into mulligans here. And we saw, Allen here drawing results, it looked like, off his first card. I can't imagine him wanting to keep that. Yeah, so actually ship that back. It's like one of the only cards you ship back. Seems pretty bad in this matchup. Eddie's going to awaken you. You don't have to worry too much about, getting stalled out. But results being very good against, like hand destruction decks and some other slower decks.
Yeah, we're probably going to see that card get sided out for sure.
Oh, yeah, probably.
For sure.
It's possible.
It's an easy side. It's one of those just easy side deck cards. Is it too much to ask for a Father-Son Kamehameha or a Galacon? Is that too much? Because I really want to see that.
Like, you mean the card?
Yeah, somebody play it.
Yeah.
Either one of them. I would love it. It would give me what I need right now.
Because the card, the thing about that card is it'll probably, I think it's like good against Cell, for example, things like that. You can get some value out of it. But in this game, since everything has haste and if almost all the good cards have a come into play effect, you actually don't want to bounce your opponent's cards very often.
It could be a potential game finishing play.
Yeah, it might be good, like maybe bounce a blocker you're having trouble with or something, and then get in for some damage. Yeah, sure, for sure. Right,
looks like both players took my little notification to heed. Eddie put in his life exactly where I was like, please, right here. And we are seeing Allen's going to go ahead and do the same setup we had. Character sleeves. Love it.
Yeah, we can tell how much life you have if you use character sleeves. That is very helpful. All right, here's looks like the Champa. Yeah, we talked about this a lot. Remember, like it seems like every time he plays this, he just gets another one-drop Champa out of it. And he's going to whiff.
It's a solid play. Speaking to him yesterday about it on stream, he told us that just the double strike. Just the double strike Champa.
Yeah.
So he's only got 7 other targets potentially in the deck when he uses one. So the whiff rate is a little bit higher than, say, a Broly deck.
Right. Where you have like essentially double the targets.
Yep. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to see Eddie go ahead and ping himself for 1, activating his critical ability and swinging into the leader. Okay. Little confusion there, but it looks like Allen's going to go ahead and take that hit, bringing him down to 7 life. Bulma coming out.
Super player Sean Murphy up to the stage, please.
Yeah, Eddie's doing a good job here. He's getting that blocker, getting a little bit of help maybe against this Trunks deck here.
It's my boy Daboise.
Yeah, Daboise, pretty good card. Actually, no, I would say out of all the cards we've seen played this week, I think that Sacred, the Sacred Whis has actually been one of the more powerful ones.
I haven't seen a lot of play. Ooh,
there he is, Gohan.
Miraculous Gohan coming out
Turn
already.
2, what's up? Here he comes, 25,000 double striker.
So good.
So he's stacking for 10,000. See if Eddie decides to take this and go to 6.
No combo, so he's not going to draw off a trunk. Okay.
Yeah,
he's going to swing with the 5K. And he's going to.
There's the Trunks. Drawing a card.
Is he coming? Is Kaba coming?
Is he going to go to 6?
Is Kaba coming?
He has to go to 6.
Ooh, so good. See, at the same time as Miraculous Gohan's a phenomenal card, you got to remember too, with decks that consistently eat their hand down like this, it stays as a 2-drop. so it
Right.
can be Goten. And
Yeah,
that's,
yeah, right. It can be. I mean, it's true. I mean, remember that it does reduce the actual cost on the card the whole time it is out. So yeah, anything that says destroy a card that's 3 or less, for example, will hit that card. Even though it's a 6-drop, it is a 3-drop or 2-drop whenever you have 4 or less cards in your hand.
Yeah.
Eddie with a lot of cards in hand, gonna Awaken this turn, go to 15. The funny thing too about Allen's deck, and it's something I've noticed a lot with a lot of these aggro decks, is they actually end up putting a lot of pressure on you. And what that often happens is what that makes your opponent have to do is essentially put pressure on your cards. So essentially they're using aggression as defense. And so right now, Eddie, while he's playing an aggressive deck, he really can't afford to just ignore this Gohan right now and start attacking Trunks. He has to start using his attacks to kill Gohan, which just buys Alan more time.
Eddie playing a very interesting tech. I love this tech. He's playing the Bulma that allows you to search your deck for a Trunks and add it to hand. He added the Trunks that when you play it, it's got an activate main effect that allows you to send it to the bottom of your deck and summon out a Goku or a Vegeta, which the play is...
Has to be out of your hand though, right?
Yes, out of your hand. The play is to drop the Vegeta that says when it's placed on the board by the effect of a Trunks, blow up a card on the field. So that's potentially how he's going to handle that Gohan. We don't know his hand, so a little bit of confusion here again. Not sure.
Yeah, not sure what that was about.
But if he has that play, it's a pretty good play.
Yeah, and he has a good chance of getting it since he's has a lot of cards in hand. He's drawn 2 here. He can draw another card off the attack. Like he has a lot of potential to have this Vegeta in his hand. And if he does, it is a good way to maybe get rid of this Gohan. It's posing a lot of trouble with him here.
Definitely. I mean, critical is going to be the key to his victory. If he can, eradicate that extra draw power that he gets from the hand or from the life, then potentially he could win this.
Nice.
Just off of that effect alone.
15,000 and 10,000. 7 Allen at 7 life here. Looks like Eddie's going to go up to 25 here.
I don't know about you, but that playmat's starting to unnerve me a little bit.
Which one? The one where Eddie's just staring at you? Yeah.
He's looking into my soul.
Yeah, he's like...
Opting to use the Mighty Mask as a combo piece instead of using it.
Ooh, and passing the turn. So we'll see next turn here if Eddie can have this Vegeta play we're talking about, Trunks into Vegeta.
I really like that play. It's a spicy tech, and I like to see it being played right now.
Yeah, there's Goten coming down. Solid card for the deck. So second 10,000 into 15,000. Gonna combo with May there and draw a card.
Combo with a blocker.
15,000 to 15,000. See what Eddie decides to do right here. Just gonna pitch Bulma.
Yeah. Miraculous Gohan swinging in.
25,000 to 15,000.
Double strike.
Pretty rough for Eddie here. So what he decides to do, he's gonna have to pitch some cards. Got some Piccolo. So 25 to 25.
5 more. Getting rid of that second Trunks that he searched.
Yeah, like you said, I don't think you need to, right? It's more of like a one-turn play. I mean, Eddie can afford to play board control right now. He has to start putting some pressure on. Allen's just gonna literally win off card advantage.
It looks like he has the other 3 Trunkses in his hand.
Jeez. I'm anxious to see if Allen has an answer to this Whis right here. All right, pass the turn to Eddie. See what Eddie wants to do. He played his energy out, and let's see what he decides to do here.
I did notice...
He has a lot of options.
Yeah, I did notice that. Also, it looks like Eddie's really going to just use those Whis as searchable energy. Which anytime you can do that, that's totally,
it's just value. You know what I mean? No, for sure. No, it's really good. They're also good combo pieces. They're 1,000, 1 energy, 10,000 combo pieces, which are, very strong.
I think potentially every deck right now has searchable energy. Like you can
every
search
caller.
a color.
Yeah, no, for sure. Definitely, every caller definitely has the ability to search out some sort of cards that uses energy. That's actually one of my favorite uses for the Mighty Mask card too. It's a good searchable energy card.
Oh, you can hit 3 colors off that.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
It's one of the best, energy searchers in this game right now.
Yeah, Eddie's doing a good job making a little bit of board presence. Now remember, what this is doing, I've talked about it a lot, but remember guys, anytime you play these Boos or Bulmas or Brolys out, it's essentially a secondary hand, right? So now he has 3 cards on the field that aren't in his hands, and, against this, Allen's Trunks deck is really good to have these cards out because it gives him an opportunity to either kill this Gohan with those combo cards or survive Allen's Gohan swing and then following turn, which is very important.
And he's going to go ahead and use all 3 as a combo, bring himself up to 30K.
Yeah, and he literally got the 30K for free. I mean, those 3 cards he just played got replaced.
Yep.
Both Boos and the Bulma. So that's very important.
However, he is tapped out now.
Yes, he is tapped out.
And we know the explosive power of this Trunks deck.
We saw it yesterday on stream. Alan can very easily start playing some combos out, and all of a sudden he's awakened and swinging at you with all these cards. Oh, there he is.
Yeah, I didn't see that coming, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, so this is 30,000 double striker.
Did he rip that off his draw?
I don't know. Remember, Alan always plays with his hand very fucking still. We never tell exactly what he's playing.
We can never see it. At least we can kind of see Eddie's hand. He is putting it down on the table, but when he picks it up, he's got his hand at an angle that we can see it. Now, he's got 1 Kaba, he's got a Mai. It looks like he's also got... Okay, so Alan hand looks like it's Kaba, Mai, another Vegito, and I couldn't see the last card, because there's 4 cards, I believe, in his hand currently.
Yes, this is 25, 35, so he's got there.
He got there.
But that's 2 Piccolos. That's 3 Piccolos we've already seen Eddie use, and it's turned 3. It's pretty bad for Eddie. He's on the ropes here.
He's going to go ahead and combo with the Mai again instead of opting to use it as an actual blocker, I think.
Yeah. He's comboing here just to get that draw off Trunks. Put some more pressure on Eddie. Eddie has a big hand, but Alan has the ability to make him ditch. We've already seen 3 cards already in 1 turn.
I'm not sure if this is their 3rd game together or their 4th game. I don't know if it was a 2-0 or
I know when we
3-0.
asked Eddie last time, he just said, I got bodied.
Okay, so it's potentially 2-0.
To me,
so
that's
this is their game 3.
Yeah.
So Eddie knows what his opponent plays. I am starting to think now that the Trunks play wasn't for the Gohan, but instead was for the Vegito.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Vegito's a tough card to deal with. I mean, it's a 20,000 attacker, but if you have a few cards in hand, it becomes a 30,000 double striker attacker on when it attacks. So 20,000 is pretty tough to deal with. You have to combo, you have to get up there, and it can be difficult.
Eddie holding Alan at 7 life isn't really affecting him so much. Alan's not really getting many cards that he can use, but at the same time, the majority of his plays are low-cost cards anyway.
Right.
So
That's true.
It's almost counterintuitive not to awaken your opponent, since...
Well, I think the problem here is not that Eddie's trying not to awaken his opponent like we talked about before. It's literally that all of Alan's threats demand answers or they beat you. And so that's turning the aggro deck into this, he has to clear these threats. Like, you can't let Vegeta stay on the board. You can't let Gohan stay on the board. And because of that, it's just hurting his aggression. He can't be as aggressive as he wants to be.
Ball Super Circuit Series players, your parents for round 1 are being posted.
So we did
Once
see
again, Dragon Ball
Eddie went ahead and
Super
activated the Vegeta ability, bringing himself up to 25k critical. No, I'm sorry, not 25k. He doesn't have 7 energy yet.
Right, but at least you got it right this time. At least it's all blue this time.
Caught myself on that one. But he did drop the double strike on it and added extra a little bit of combo, and Alan let it go through.
Yeah.
So Alan's currently sitting at 5 life now. How long Eddie's going to hold him there, I assume is just going to be dependent on how much board presence Eddie can get on the board.
Yeah, I mean, this is a tough call by Eddie because he has to get some aggression out, right? Like we talked about earlier, he can't just sit back and kill these threats because Alan literally has an endless amount of threats, and he has so many ways to draw that he draws them very consistently. However, knocking Alan to 5 life is dangerous because now he's a Kaba away from awakening.
Yeah, he's Kaba range right now.
Right.
Ooh, Eddie thinking about dropping that Gohan the Trunks though. Does he have the Vegeta in hand?
Does he want to tap out though? That's the big because we've seen 3 Piccolos used already.
Well, we saw the Trunks in his head. He's got the Kid Trunks to untap.
Right.
So tapping out's fine right here. He's gonna go ahead and swing into the Vegito with the Trunks, adding the Boo to bring himself up to 20k. We're gonna see Alan's gonna go ahead and use that Chompa that has been on the board for a few turns now. Triggering Trunks' ability to bring out, the popping Vegeta to get rid of the Vegito. Solid play. Solid play.
It's sick. I mean, it's a sick play. It's one of those interactions that, the first time you read those 2 cards, you might not think it's that good, but the first time you see it played against you, you're like, never mind.
It's 2 attacks.
Yeah, it's 2 attacks, and it kills the card. Pretty good.
So it's, searchable. You can search that Vegeta if you're playing...
I'm not sure if Eddie runs like Light of Hope Trunks in the sideboard or even a main board, but I mean, you could run both those cards together and it gives Bulma a couple of different targets. So
precisely, and also, I didn't get a chance to look at this deck list. I'm gonna love to look at this list later, but
yeah, both decks are so cool. Eddie always plays interesting versions of Vegeta. I mean, he's he's a man of my own heart. You know, he doesn't just stay on one deck. He is constantly tweaking it. He's constantly improving it. He's constantly changing it for different metas. That's what you have to do to be a competitive player. You have to keep changing your decks, keep making them be good against what you think you might face. No deck is perfect.
Except Perfect Cell.
Except this Trunks deck.
Well, I was going to say, except Perfect Cell, because his name is literally Perfect Cell. Like I said, Eddie's going ahead and he's dropping that Trunks to untap an energy, which is, this is a solid play.
That
I love
card's
that.
awesome. Me too. But it's a very well balanced card. Like, you don't see it played in every deck. You don't see it. You know, it has its limitations. In any other game, that card might just seem ridiculous, but in this game, it's just a very solid card. Here's Vegeta number 2.
The second one. Eddie's sitting back. He's like, I just got rid of this.
But I just killed it. Why does it come out and hit me for 30,000 and draw you 2 cards every time?
I believe Eddie still has another Trunks in hand, so potentially he has the Vegeta play to turn around and use it once more.
Alan at 4 life.
Alan is at 4 life.
He ended up just taking that hit from Vegeta, it looks like. This is a big turn for Alan. Remember, he can combo on his front side, draw a card, awaken, draw 2 more cards, combo again on the awaken side, draw another card. He's drawn a lot of cards this turn.
Exactly what he's doing.
Yep.
He's going to have a full hand now.
Yep.
So there's his +3.
Yep, so this is 35,000 Double Striker coming in at Vegeta. And while I have no doubts that Eddie will have no problem stopping this, it's going to cost him a lot of cards.
And it looks like he does have the Vegeta in hand as well, so he will be able to deal with that Vegito next turn.
Okay. Does he have a way to get out in the field?
I saw another Trunks, so
okay.
I believe...
So he's going to do the same play.
Same play. Same play. It's what it looks like from what I could see. Just, getting a rough image of the card.
Right.
It looked like he had a Trunks.
We definitely need to try to figure out a way to get hand cams up for sure. That's something that I really wanted to do. I had planned to do ever since the stream started, but we just can't find a way to get all the cams working at one time. They just...
Yeah. It's a lot of strain on the PC.
It is. It's essentially 4 outputs at that point, or 4, videos.
Card by Vanguard Judge, up to the front, please. Card by Vanguard Judge, up to the front.
Question is, does he have a boost attack Piccolo in hand that he can get his +2 draw?
Card by
He does.
Vanguard Judge.
There's the +2 draw, so he'll draw from the Piccolo, and then he will also draw from the Trunks. Like, the power of this, the Trunks leader is so good.
I love it. It's so much fun to watch. I mean, I don't know about you, but my favorite thing to do in card games is drawing cards. I just love... I don't even care if I lose. I just like drawing cards. It just feels so good every time. And Alan has drawn, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 cards this turn.
6 or 7 cards,
it's insane to me.
Going from 2 cards in hand up to...
a small novel.
8, 9 cards in hand? Okay, so he's going to get rid of the Vegeta by bringing out the Goten. I love that card.
Me too. Remember, Eddie is at 1 life.
Yeah.
So he is coming in here to try to get game, Alan.
Now I think we're going to see...
Just decide to go all in. And Eddie's like, you got it. What do these cards do?
He's counted out.
Oh, okay.
So, 25, 30, 40, 50,000, single strike. Let's see if he can eat this hand.
60,000. Here we go. See what Eddie can do.
Dragon Ball players, just a reminder, this is the best out of 1. 30 minutes.
Okay. So essentially what Eddie's doing here is he's just
Canceling out. I love this. This is I do the exact same thing. It's easier. You just basically cancel it out instead of trying to deal with actual numbers.
Yeah, very good. It's a lot better for us as viewers too, and we can actually see what's happening and not have to keep counting it over and over in our heads. All right, so it looks like he has 20,000 to get through right now.
Yep.
Card by Judge.
Yep, there's the last 10,000, but he has to go 5 over that, so that's, or he has to go above it. I mean, it doesn't have to be exactly 5, but. Sorry, so Eddie's at 25. So he's at 40 total. He gets Trunks' 15, 25,
50.
30, 40, 50, yeah.
So, boost attack cancels boost attack. Sensibine cancels Gohan. Whis cancels the two Gohans.
Deciding to give him his kill card back. That's interesting if he's going for the Vegeta play next turn. He's essentially giving him a way to kill it with a value. I mean, that card's like one of the scariest cards to give Trunks back, in my opinion, because you give it back to him, not only can he use it to combo with and kill one of your cards, he also draws a card off of it. So it's like...
Yeah, but in retrospect, you got to think, what on the board isn't a threat
Well, you just
It's
put like
the Champa.
put the Champa back. I guess the Champa lets him search for a double strike card, but you're at 1 life, so you don't care too much.
Exactly. It's just
I don't know.
10k at that point. But
It's impossible to tell until we know what Eddie's going to play next turn. So I'm sure Eddie's not going to do that and then play a 3 drop down next turn. All right, he gets there. But a lot of cards. Again, that's the thing this Trunks deck does, is it puts a lot of pressure on you, and it puts you in the defensive the entire game. And it has so much card draw that he just draws his hand back up. He essentially dumps his hand to make you have to dump your hand, except his cards draw him 4 cards a turn, and your cards don't. So it's devastating. See what Eddie can do here.
it looks like 7 cards in Eddie's hand, and I want to say Allen's got 5 left. I think it's 5 left in Allen's hand. Eddie definitely needs to get rid of that Vegeta, though.
Yeah, I mean, he has 5 cards in hand, but he's also going to draw at least 3 cards next turn, not counting the card he draws for turn. So he's drawing 4 new cards next turn at least, if the board stays the way it is right now. That's not counting the combo card draw, and if he drops another Vegeta or a Gohan. So
it looks like Eddie's got 2 Champas in hand, though.
yeah, I mean, Eddie can put a lot of pressure on Allen here. So it actually might be one of the few turns that Eddie can actually decide to put aggression. But I think if he does, he just dies to the Vegeta the next turn. So it's a really tough spot for Eddie. Unless he has
absolutely have to deal with that thing this turn.
Yeah, I mean, that's, like I said, I've said it multiple times about this match, but honestly, Allen's biggest pro in this deck is the fact that all of his threats demand an answer. You have to deal with them, or they just take the game over.
However, right now, because he played that Boo, he has to tap himself out to get rid of that Vegeta.
Yeah. If he's going to go for the Vegeta.
Player's discussing right now.
Yeah, I'm sure Eddie's a little frustrated to have to deal with this Vegeta multiple times. It's hard enough the way it is.
Okay, he's going to opt to swing with the Majin Buu to then give it double strike in 10k, so bringing it to 15k into the 15k leader.
Dude, I expect Allen to...
He does have the Trunks in hand, so that was his play. He could do that play. Yeah. I mean, he's now only got 2 energy. He's going to have to... He's going to have to do something. Okay. It looks like Allen's going to go ahead and concede game 1.
Oh, is that the Allen went? The Allen is?
That was
I was doing the life.
I think.
Find your name, find your table, have a
I don't know.
seat.
It looked like Allen conceded because he was the first to pick up his cards.
Your name
Was he just not able to stop the double strike?
I guess not.
Jeez.
I guess not.
It's a pretty big deal. Oh, yeah,
So yes, it does look like Allen conceded that match or that game.
That's crazy.
He just took 2 cards to hand. I guess he was hoping for.
You don't have any Piccolos or anything to stay
He
alive?
doesn't play negates.
Right. Well, we
So
know
he
we
could have
know he doesn't
negated
play
it. He would
negates,
need to get over it. And Eddie, I think, had 6 cards left in hand at that point to Allen's. What? 4 cards? 5 cards?
Huh. That's really. I mean, it's really surprising me. I just really didn't feel like Eddie was in that. I mean, but Allen was in like a bad spot there at all.
Yeah, I mean, that double strike definitely came into play. That double strike wins games. Champa wins games.
Yeah, I mean, Champa's still a good card. It's actually one of the most surprising cards I saw at Hartford was Champa. It's one of those cards that like you kind of forgot about after set 1, right? You weren't too worried. You're like, oh yeah, Champa's pretty good, and then like once you see it getting played in like Cell and all these other decks, you're like, man, that card actually does just end game sometimes. Like you just don't expect it to happen. I mean, I've seen a lot of people just die to not negating it. Like go attack with your leader. You're just like, I'm attacking for 15, and they're like, oh, whatever, I'll take it. And they're like, okay, double strike and buff it up, and you're like, oh, never mind, I lose now.
Yeah, well, set 1 meta, that card was a staple. Set 2 meta, it fell off the first half. Now that the other leaders came out, we're seeing it more.
Yeah.
We're seeing the card come back. Champa is a very versatile card since it does not require a color to combo with it.
Right.
It's literally splashable in any deck.
Yeah. No, 100%. I mean, it's very, very good. Just another really cool thing about this game, I love the interaction between combo cards, where you can run off-color cards in your deck and combo with them to get their effects. It's just really cool.
One thing I did notice, we didn't see Allen start that we saw in yesterday's games. He was very passive this entire match, or this entire game, which is very unlike his deck. We saw the explosive power it had, and he either just couldn't get the cards he needed, or he was a little bit more
I actually
weary.
Can't believe that Allen lost that game. I can't see his hand. but it just seems like he would have had something. Maybe he just knew Eddie had more cards in hand than him, and Eddie was just going to drop his hand.
Well, at this point, Eddie was out of boost attacks.
Right, I know, that's true. And he used like 3 in the first 2 turns, or first 3 or 4 turns. It was like, I don't know. I never would have, if you would have showed me that match and been like, who do you think is going to win at the end of this? I would have told you Allen, probably every time.
Eddie surprising both of us, but hey, when you're on a team like PPG,
yeah,
and you're consistently topping events, it's to be expected. I mean,
his face is on the playmat for a reason, I guess, right?
This still makes me unnerved.
He's like,
it's so unsettling.
You doubted me, Dusty.
He's looking direct. Scotch.
He's looking right at me.
Scotch.
Yeah, really excited for this game too, though. As far as sideboarding goes, again, Allen doesn't run negates. I don't know if he runs negates in sideboard at all. I mean, it might not be a terrible. Also, we didn't see you're 100% right. Now that I think about it, we didn't see the same type of deck we saw on stream the first time, right? Like Allen's Trunks deck last time was dropping multiple blockers a turn. It was dropping
every turn.
3 combos a turn sometimes, and you're right. We did not see that type of deck.
We saw a very passive. I don't want to say it, but almost afraid of his opponent's deck.
Well, yeah, he definitely played it a more mid-rangey kind of. Like he was playing like a big threat and making you deal with it, and then playing another big threat and making you deal with it. And like you said, that's not what we've saw, before. So
he was more counterintuitive this time versus I'm just gonna go in. But again, you gotta remember that was against Frieza. He pinged the Frieza had pinged himself down to 4 life already. So
true.
At that point, yeah, I guess the rush play. We're seeing a very different playstyle from him in this matchup. Again, he also didn't play any of his Mi's. He comboed with all of them.
Yeah.
Which is literally running no protection. It's no protection that entire match.
Upside down.
Let's see what Eddie decides to do here.
Opting to charge a Mi, though. Unyielding going in the energy. Both players playing very, very versatile cards in their energy turn 1.
Definitely. Eddie,
Which tells me their hand is either literally everything they want or they had no option.
Well, I'm thinking since Eddie plays the mono blue deck, he probably had some options as far as energy goes. So here's 2 crit.
Immediately coming in dumbstrike crit.
And there's the go.
Hey, we see him. He's back.
This is not.
Never forget, we saw 3 of those on the board from him yesterday.
Ooh, drew the
Cabo.
the Cabo there.
My boy.
You're playing Swiss. You have 45 minutes on that clock. You're going to play 7 rounds.
See what Allen decides to put down here. Looks like he has a lot of really good red cards in hand, but I think he's going to play that Cabo down. Choosing the Vegeta.
Paying 2 for Mighty Mask.
Yep.
I think he's just going for searchable energy at this point. He wants to get that extra damage in, and then he's going to go ahead and trigger the Mighty Mask. Question is what color he's going to pull. He might even pull the green Goten. He might even pull the green Goten.
Green Goten might not be terrible to pull here, but he's going to go for that
blue
blue energy. Yeah, I think that's fine. Gives him an energy, gives him a good combo card. Not much more you can ask for as far as 1 card. Dealing a damage, getting you 2 awesome cards. Not really much
Mighty
more.
Mask puts in work.
Oh, it does.
Puts in a lot of work.
Especially in these tempo type decks too.
It's the perfect color control engine.
And can still play Cabo, by the way. Pretty cool.
Untapped
Pretty
for the.
cool.
Does he do it?
There it is.
Bring it in, my boy. Cabo. Get some cabbage on the board.
That's like your 6th boy, by the way.
Listen, I got a lot of boys apparently.
Eddie St.Hilaire going to 3.
Already at 3 on turn 2.
Yeah, on turn 2, pretty devastating.
This is more like what we saw yesterday.
Yeah, exactly. This is more what we expected to see. This is more, but I guess, if I'm Eddie, I might be a little terrified that I barely won that last game considering how on curve that the Red Trunks deck played last game.
No real aggression from
him. Yeah, that would be like a hand destruction deck, not discarding cards out of your hand, but still beating you. And you're just like, whoa, no. If it does what it's supposed to do, I really can't win. So. We'll see what happens. I'm sure Eddie has some plans. He's played against this deck once before. He's a good player.
This is their 4th game together.
I'm sure yesterday he spent some time working this out, look at the deck list, trying to figure out what he wants to do. So you can't count a man out that has his own playmat.
That has his own face on the playmat. That's some. That's an intimidation factor. And on top of that, he turns it towards his opponent.
I was gonna say, I feel like he set that up. That's not an accident.
Oh, I wouldn't be able to look at it. I wouldn't be able to look at it if I was playing him. Look, I can't.
Doing crit things here.
Sensing another chomp.
Yeah, probably.
Gonna go to the Cabo for sure.
Yeah, no big deal. Allen probably doesn't care too much about that.
Does he have it?
I would trade a life for Kaba, right?
Ooh, going for
clear
the
the
board
board.
clear. Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, like
I'm okay
I thought
with that.
Melon, I'm okay. Especially with his deck, he has so many powerful double strikers.
Give me 1 second.
Looks like we have a judge call here. We'll see what it is. Scotch is going to go over and investigate. Yeah, so Scotch is going to investigate. Looks like they had a call.
He didn't, right?
Did he draw on Vegeta's attack?
I didn't see it draw.
Oh, let's ask chat. Chat, did Eddie draw on his Vegeta's attack? I think that's the call right now. They're not sure if he drew. We'll see if we can maybe pull up the past broadcast and catch up real quick and look.
Yeah, chat, real quick, let me know if you drew or not, because I didn't see a draw, and that's what they're trying to decide right now. I know a lot of you are watching this match pretty intensively, so
Yeah, just like
we're going to
we
you
are too.
guys.
All right, we're going to look at the tape here, guys, and see. That's one reason why we do this. Give players some... All right, so we're on the tape here. We're going to look and see if he draws. All right, so he does ready his Vegeta here.
Literally pulling an instant replay right now.
Yeah, we're actually doing this replay, making sure. But I mean, this is for top 16. It's a big deal. It's good to check. Good to make sure. All right, looking. Eddie's counting the life here.
This is when he did double Goten, or the Goten play.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. But we attacks first, so we get a chance to see. So it looks like right now he's getting ready to attack. Took a
himself.
life. Yep, there's a life. Attacks. Chooses. No negate, I think, from his opponent. No draw.
No.
All right, so no draw from this player. All right, so Eddie, you gonna draw?
The answer was no, he didn't draw.
Yeah.
He literally is still in the step. It is a mandatory effect.
Yeah, you have to draw. That's
So-
really important if you're playing like against a Masu and stuff, because sometimes Zamasus will deck themselves out with their ability. If they don't draw, sometimes that can stop them from decking themselves out. So yeah, it's very important. You do have to draw.
Because it says when this, I don't believe it says you can. I think it just says when this card attacks, draw a card.
Yeah, it does. It does. Yeah, and it's been in multiple cards in FAQs that it's asked like, do I have to draw? You absolutely have to draw. It's actually really important against a lot of decks.
And since it was caught early enough, it's an easily repairable game state. It's
Right.
not like he's drawn X amount of cards between there and now.
Right.
He stopped immediately, so the cards were still on the board for the combo. But that was a good catch. That was a good catch.
Ellen at 5, Eddie at 2.
Bringing in that instant replay.
Yeah,
action.
I know. I'll have to make an overlay for that next time in case it happens. Like instant replay. All right.
It's a good thing we were able to catch that though, because
Yeah, it's super cool. Yeah, no, it's again, it's one of the big reasons why we're here. That's why we do this. All right, Alan doing some awesome stuff on his turn. Gets another combo, goes to 5 life, double strikes into Vegeta. That gets stopped. Now he uses a Champa to search out a double strike combo card that he can now use to draw with. Pretty devastating. It's like your deck's good whenever the commentator runs out of breath explaining the things you can do on your turn. Like, all right, there's a double strike.
Ooh, swinging for some damage here.
Yeah, and again, this is just putting Eddie in a situation to dump cards.
I'd actually no. Yeah, did he go all in here?
No, he just used 2 cards.
He's gotta bounce that. But does he want to give it back to his opponent's the question?
Both
and he opts to
both
choose.
those cards really stink to bounce
Yeah,
back. I
because
think
if you bounce back the furthering destruction, he'll use it next play. If you bounce back the 1-drop, he'll
Yeah.
get another furthering destruction.
I still think you bounce back to 1-drop. But again, I mean, Eddie knows more about his deck than I do. So,
Yep.
I have to believe he doesn't make top 16 and, again, show all the accolades he's had already in this game. And
I just realized it's turn 3.
yeah, I know. Both these decks are just so fast.
Turn 3, Eddie's already at 2 life.
Yeah, he's feeling the pressure here. I guarantee it. All right, Eddie checking his opponent's drop area. Again, guys, very important. Something you'll notice once we get into these top games is that all the players constantly are looking at their opponent's drop area. They're constantly looking at how many cards are in your hand. You know, they're really trying to get as much information as they can because, again, there's so many lines of play in Dragon Ball Super that, you know, you need all the information you can to make the correct play. And he's decided to go to 1. So, again, that makes a lot of sense why he chose the Champa. I'm not worried about that double strike because I'm thinking about I'm going to 1 life next turn, so...
Yeah, that's a little rough. I mean,
Little
now
risky.
Vegeta's pretty much not live anymore. It's just a 16k or a 15k draw at this point.
Right.
Not gonna be able to give it critical. So now every time he swings, those are cards going to Alan's hand,
Yes.
which
Oh,
again
that's
could
it.
potentially give him just about anything he needs.
Well, we
right?
saw last game, Allen had like 4 life. I was like, there's no way Allen loses this game. Next turn, Eddie strikes twice and wins the game. So, like, you know, it's even though he's only at 5 life, it's not as not as safe as it might appear. Eddie paying off that boo, drawing another card.
Trying to get some more hand advantage because he knows what's coming. Eddie needs to
realizes-
get that cob off the board.
Yeah. Well, I mean, actually, I don't think the combo is as dangerous.
He's at 5. Alan's at 5 left.
Yeah, but
It is
I would
dangerous.
imagine. I would imagine that Eddie's going to strike in here. He's going to for 15 here.
Well, he's got a boo on the board. Swing in with the boo. You know, you swing with the boo on the Kaba, maybe drop 5 or dump the Bulma into it.
I mean, Eddie has critical on this Vegeta right now. My guess is he's going to try to do some double strike critical right here. Again, just checking out the drop area. The funny thing about Alan's deck, I mean, of course, it's known now. Eddie knows. But before that, you know, you got to think. The fact he runs no negates seems like a bad thing. But I'll tell you, this is something I've done a lot in Magic when I used to play, where you take a card that is commonly used, but slows your deck down a little bit, and you just don't run it. And people, you know, good players will play around it, thinking that, yeah, exactly,
bluff,
right.
yeah.
You're freeing up 4 more. Now, of course, again, Eddie knows he's not running negates, but it's pretty interesting. So here's this double strike crit that we talked about.
We knew it was
Kinda
coming,
got it.
but how much he dumps into it is the question.
Yeah, I mean, again, Eddie has a lot of cards in hand, so but he's only got 1 life, so he has to do this kind of, you know, he has to do this weigh in power here. Like, how much does he want to damage? Does he want to put out? Because he has to keep some back to be able to survive. And Alan gonna take it. Go to 3.
I think now Eddie's going to go ahead and deal with that Kaba. It's the smart play to do. He doesn't want to have to deal with another card being 15k swinging in. And Alan gaining a card from that effect also is another thing. That's another possible combo piece that he can get.
Yeah, I mean, again, I don't think the combo is that important to deal with currently for Eddie. I think Eddie has plenty of cards to stop. And, you know, if Alan uses Kaba's effect, I think you're okay with that. He's just burning himself for 1 damage, and... But... Ooh, Alan decided to awaken. That's a big deal.
Alan's playing the 3-drop Manaka. We see the 3-drop Manaka, which bounces a card.
Yep.
That's
Puts
an
a card back on
interesting
the top of your deck, actually.
Yeah, it bounces it.
Well, bounces it to your hand.
You're saying well, it's still a bounce, regardless of the terminology. An interesting tech.
Yeah, I mean, I can see it being pretty good in certain matchups, you know, for sure. It's actually pretty devastating against Cell.
Yeah.
They go perfect Cell up, and you're just like, I'll play Manaka and bounce it to your hand, and everything underneath of it dies, so...
That's salty.
Yep.
I'd be so salty if I was playing Cell and that happened to me.
It's also an alien, too, which is, I think, something pretty interesting about it.
Oh, he's an alien, so he's searchable.
With Vadas,
Yeah.
which is pretty cool. All right. Eddie's passing it to Alan's turn, so 1-3 here.
He's coming out. Big boy coming out right now. Does he have the targets is the question. If he doesn't have the targets, he's going to dump them right now.
Ooh, gets a Gohan. This is a big deal. Draw 2. Ooh, he actually just drew
gets all
both. He just drew both.
All in.
Oh my. Oh my.
Wow.
Eddie, look at his hand again. Wait a second. Can I beat this? I don't know. Eddie with multiple Sensu Beans in hand, though.
True. Untapping all of its energy.
Yeah. And he's putting all these Goten and Trunks in the graveyard for the ability to run Vegeta.
Opts to get rid of that Vegeta, though.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's an okay play. I think he doesn't really want to tap out for it unless he knows that he can win off of it. I don't think it's clear that he can. You know, his opponent does run negates, so you know it's possible You just don't want to risk the ability of all-ending here.
He is getting an extra attack off of the Gohan as well, though. 'Cause he's comboing with that Gohan to bring it to the board.
Yeah, exactly. But remember, the Gohan does come in rested.
Yeah, but it's still on the board.
Yeah.
So if Eddie can't kill him next turn, that's a Gohan that he has to deal with on top of the Kaba and on top of it if he plays anything else. We don't know the other 2 cards in his hand. And we're going to game 3.
Father versus son, Scotch.
Such a good match.
It's such a good match. Love seeing it. It's actually, I mean, I love both of these decks. Both these decks are super cool. I mean, again, people tell me all the time, they're like, Dusty, one of the big complaints with Dragon Ball Super is that aggro decks just, there's no aggro decks in the game. Like, I feel like aggro doesn't work. It's like, excuse me, tell that to Alan and Eddie, because they're
way wrong.
Yeah, they are showing that aggro decks are very much alive and well and doing great.
In fact, that's Red's mechanic.
As it turns out.
Every color has a mechanic in this game. Green's primary mechanic is hand destruction. Blue's primary mechanic is searching to bring multiple cards to the board, as well as untapping energy. Yellow is all your counters, really. Your negates, basically all the best counters are yellow. And then red is aggro. Aggro and burn. It's literally what red does. So to say that there's not aggression in this deck in this game is a very lopsided view of the game.
Yeah, no, it's 100%. I actually think this is one of those. I think Dragon Ball is Super card game does aggro the best out of almost every game I've ever played. I love that it essentially balances aggro by essentially the more aggressive you are, the more cards you give your opponent. And so aggro has this little mini game they have to play where they're like, I have to give you card advantage to kill you, but I also have to find a way to get that card advantage out of your hand. It's really fun to watch.
On top of that, also, with aggression comes you having to hurt yourself most of the time. So you got the Kaba. Yes, Kaba is a phenomenal 1-drop, but at a cost. You're giving your opponent 2 cards as well as you're taking 1 card from your life. So you're kind of just cycling around, but at the end of it, if you can't kill your opponent, they're going to have a lot of cards in hand.
They have a lot of cards in hand.
If they don't combo against it, of course. Because I don't know anybody in their right mind who's going to let 3 Kaba go through.
Right. Oh, so we have Alleman over here, 5th seed against Eddie St.Hilaire, once again, 20 seed. So 5th seed going against 20th seed. Third and final match.
In
Top
their
16.
5th game.
The largest Dragon Ball Super event to date.
Thank you.
In Atlanta, Florida. Here we go. Eddie's starting out with that Bulma. Gonna go get this Whis.
Blue always has one of 2 plays when they're going first. It's Bulma or it's Boo.
Or Goku.
Or Goku. Well, we're seeing less and less of that now, though.
Yeah, we are. I think people have been sleeping a little bit on Vegeta. That deck is still just so much fun to play. I say it all the time. I'm sure everyone's sick of hearing me saying it, but I just love the way leaders change the way this game is played. Like a card like Vegeta just makes multicolor decks a lot more smooth, and then you have a leader like Trunks that just makes comboing a lot better. It's just so cool that they can change the format and even create new archetypes simply by just adding a new...
Does he have it? Does he have it? So he brings out the Gohan off of the tapping in the energy. If he has the Trunks in hand, does he have a Kaba? Does he have these insane cycle rush plays that Alan plays?
We'll see what's happening here. Eddie down to 5.
Looks like he passed.
Yeah, he did.
But seeing that, I immediately grabbed Dusty for a second. I'm like,
does he have
it?
It's just so much damage.
It's such a nice combo.
Yeah. I don't know if I have it there if I play it as Alan though. I think even if Alan does have a Kaba in hand, I don't think you play it. I think you wait until next turn where you can draw a card.
I would play it specifically to put my opponent down to 3.
Well, your opponent would be at
he'll be at 4, but he'll ping himself. So he would, he'd be at 3, and that's a strong thing on turn 1.
Yeah, that's pretty good. So the attacking right here, looks like, after the shuffle.
No Kaba. We sad.
Does have another Gohan in hand though, so that's another really aggressive play for next turn for Alan.
Honestly, I think he's gonna go ahead and play that right now, because he's gonna let that one die.
Take the crit. Go to 7. Ooh, Alan taking a second to think.
Oh,
my boy, Gohan, come on. It's just so much stuff. Look at Eddie. Eddie's like, can you stop playing cards? I will give you anything.
Double my Miraculous Gohan. Phenomenal play. I love that play.
It's
It's
so
a nice
cool.
play.
If he has the trunks in hand too, he can still like do more stuff.
He has the unyielding in hand, so it's like just play that,
Yeah.
play a combo.
No big deal.
Opting to...
Use a Maya looks like the combo.
I don't know if he used it at combo or... Well,
Well, he just drew a card, so he absolutely. I think so, right?
yeah, no, he did. He did. One thing I've noticed Alan does is Alan actually utilizes the combo area.
Yeah.
Like, he'll actually put the cards in the combo area, which I love. I love that.
All right, Eddie down to 3.
Looks like 4 cards in hand.
All right, Eddie counting his life, making sure he gets it right. Let's know how many cards he needs to dump next turn and maybe do some damage. So we got 3 energy from Eddie.
Alan's still at 7 life, though.
Oh, I know.
7 life to 3. On top of that, he needs... This Miraculous needs to be dealt with. It needs to be dealt with. And it's back up to a 6-drop again since Alan currently has 4 cards in hand.
Right.
So the Goten play is off the board. The Trunks play is still a possibility, though. Bringing out the Vegeta off the Trunks.
Yes, this is 15,000 and 10,000 in Vegeta in the trunks. No critical on this, though.
Doesn't want to bring himself much lower.
Yeah, I mean, at that point, if he brings them down to 2, that means Gohan can literally end the game. So Alan going to take that hit, go to 6. Get a card from that.
We've seen Eddie really utilize the search from the Bulma and give himself the searchable energy.
Yeah, I mean, I know when me and Danny Hype did his tournament, man, it's been like 2 months ago. Eddie won that event, and he just played he played like every 1-drop in the game. He just had so many. He played like Gokus and Bulmas and
So many
Boos
cards
and,
on
yeah,
the
he just had
field.
so many cards on the field. I mean, I think on one of the games he won, he had tapped a Boo and cobbled up to 120,000 or something. It was just insane.
Wow.
Because he had like 10 cards in field and like 12 cards in hand, you know. So it was just like, oh my gosh, are all 0-cost cards? It's just like.
So Eddie definitely going for the Trunks play to try and deal with that Gohan, and it's a solid play.
Yeah, it is
really
a solid play. The only problem is it's a little slow. You know, he's not going to be able to do it this turn. And so that's going to give Alan another attack with it, which can be pretty devastating.
He can swing with the Bulma and go all in on it.
Yeah.
It has been done. We've seen it before. Size of Eddie's hand right now, though.
Oh, no.
That's the like I was saying. That's the drawback of aggro. You're giving your opponent a
You
lot
are.
of cards
You
to
are.
deal with.
Yep, you are. But the thing about Alan's deck is he just has so many threats that he makes you dump all those cards to survive.
On top of that, the majority of Eddie's deck is a 5k combo.
Yeah.
So it's all low-cost cards that he's able to combo with. So
Yeah.
at the same time, you've got the 4 boost attack Piccolos, and then you've got a million 5k combo cards. So it makes almost every card in your hand live as a combo piece.
I will say that, you know, we saw the hand destruction deck last round. It looked very strong. It looked very scary, actually. But I actually feel like the Trunks deck might just kind of wipe the floor of that deck.
Yeah.
It likes to have low cards in hand. It could really get a lot of advantage out. A lot of its cards do a lot of things. Cold Bloodlust isn't that great against it. Like, it could be that that's a hand destruction deck will not want to see this Trunks make it through this round.
On top of that, you got to remember as well, he's got a lot of low-cost cards that he plays. You can only Bloodlust so many cards.
Right.
You only got 4 of them, so it's like...
Yeah, that's true. The biggest weakness to Cold Bloodlust is you can only have 4 of them. So
On top of that, you know, he's against hand destruction. That's all early game stuff. He's doing a lot of early game plays. So if that's the match, that's the match. You know, Eddie, pass and turn.
Yeah, pass and turn.
Gohan's still
a lot
on
of
the
defense
board.
though. He has 20,000 worth of combo on the field.
A big hand.
Yeah, big hand. A lot of defense. Looks like he's getting a drink of
Camelback.
water. Yeah, he's
He got the
drinking
Camelback.
a little bit of water here. He's like, this is going to be a heck of a turn.
He's like, I need some.
Yeah, I need some water.
I don't think I've ever seen that at an event before.
A Camelback?
Card players bringing a camel pack with them?
It's smart.
It's very smart. However, getting it through security, I'm sure, is fun.
Still no blue energy by Alan.
He might not need it right now.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's
He has the blue Goten in hand, so he has his blue energy. Another Gohan coming out. Very, very solid. I wish I could look at his graveyard right now, or his drop area. I want to look at it and see if he's got the targets for Vegeta right now.
Yeah, Alan taking his time. Eddie trying to figure out how he's going to stop this attack here. All right.
Miraculous Gohan swinging in. Eddie's tapped out right now. So he's tapped. I say he's tapped out, but look at the size of that hand. Straight up novel.
Yeah. A small novel.
At least 12 cards in hand, I want to say.
Chapter 1, Piccolo.
It's also deceiving because I'm pretty sure it's double sleeve, so it's going to look a lot bigger.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe I'll just start playing with top loaders. That way my opponents are like, oh my gosh, how many cards do you have in hand? I'm like, 2.
Only 19.
Yeah.
Only 19. Top loaders, really, though? For sure can't do that, but imagine. Imagine a 50-card deck in top loaders.
Final Fantasy is going to be a repair.
Okay, here we go.
Pass and turn, dropping that 4th Whis, or the 3rd Whis as energy. So every game that we've seen with Eddie, all those Whis are just pure energy, which is, it's phenomenal.
Yeah, it's really cool.
If
Yeah,
he wants to
it's definitely
play
a
it,
unique
he
way.
can.
Yeah, definitely a unique way to play the game, which I love.
Well, I think searching your energy is becoming a more and more strong tactic.
Oh, it is, and it's really cool because it's one of those things where I doubt, the designers of the game when they designed Bulma thought, you know what, people are going to use this to go get energy cards. You know what I mean? But it's really cool that players, take a different route with those cards, think outside the box and use cards in different ways.
Card fighters.
All right, Boo coming out, drawing Eddie another card.
The winner. You walk it up, put it in a bucket. Use your
Another Boo
eyes.
coming out,
Make sure it's
draw another
only
card.
one, not drop. Make sure your opponent.
25K combo.
They won. The winner
25K combo on the board
brings
currently.
next
Yeah, it's ridiculous. I mean, it's awesome. He has another Bulma in hand too. You can search out something else as well.
Another thing, he can do that and not be afraid of a KO. No
right,
green.
Right, no green, no punishment coming from Alan.
So, he doesn't have much to worry about. Those are all going to be safe. There's no real board wipe. We haven't seen a Jiren, so he's not going to attack. Well, not that he would attack anyone, but
Right.
they're just there. They're just on the board.
You still see it, okay? All right, Eddie just trying to make the best attack he can right here. I think right now he's probably deciding, do I want to go critical or do I not want to go critical? Gonna choose, I'm going to go critical. Go down 2 life. Put myself down to kill range in this Gohan. This Gohan actually can kill him next turn.
A lot of critical or double strike cards in Alan's deck too. So
Yeah,
if
yeah,
he
it's
drops
true.
Kabbas, he's at 6 life. He can potentially swing with a lot of Kabbas.
Yep. He can put a lot of pressure on Eddie next
Please
turn.
find your name and find your seat so we can begin the round. Once again, Yu-Gi-Oh! 1K players, your pairings have been posted. Please find your name and find your seat so we can begin the round.
All right, Eddie trying to figure out what he wants to tackle with. Looks like he's thinking about maybe tackling with this Boo here. Put a little pressure on his opponent.
Eddie not giving me enough time to see how many cards are in his hand. 2, 4. I want to know. I want to know how many cards.
It's a whole
it is.
bunch of them.
It's a lot. Using the unyielding trunks to untap an energy. Do we see the Vegeta play this turn? The trunks into Vegeta?
It's possible. There's a Sensu bean coming
It's
out.
a bean, so yeah, it's definitely possible now.
Eddie doing a good job here. I noticed like the first and second game, I feel like Eddie was playing a lot more passively. He was trying to kill Alan's threats and really kind of playing into Alan's hand. This match, however, Eddie's like, no. I'm going to be aggressive. I have to win this game. I'm going to knock you to 5, then I'm going to double strike critical you. That's what I can imagine Eddie's plan is here. Notice that Eddie did put the Sensu Bean on his Vegeta, though, not on the Boo.
Smart
Which
play.
you can do. Remember, it's not. It's when you use it, you have to use it during the combo phase, but you can use it on any card.
Choose one of your cards.
Yes.
Okay, so the Boo attack gets stopped.
Yeah. All right, Eddie taking the.
He does have the Vegeta play in hand. And we're going to see it. So he's going to try and deal with that miraculous. No cold bloodlust, so
Yeah, so it's happening.
it's fair. Attacking first with that Trunks. And just the ability to get 2 attacks off and popping a card
Yeah, it's really cool.
with one combo.
like I said, it's one of those cards that you don't think is that good until you see it in action. Then you're like, you know what? That card's actually pretty neat. And again, counting the life, just trying to figure out.
Do we see the double strike here?
Yeah, I'd say we do.
Top deck and another bean.
Yeah, another bean. That's a big deal. Gonna
Immediately
play it.
playing
Yeah,
it.
play that straight up. Gonna play it on his Vegeta though. So remember, his Vegeta leader is at 20,000. So right now it's at 30,000 double striker. The Sensu bean he just played, he played on the 3-drop Vegeta beside of him there. So he's at 30,000. What did the Vegeta kill? Killed the active card.
Yeah. Combo piece?
Mm-hmm.
Not sure I agree with it, though. I feel like
Looks
that Gohan is the biggest threat.
Yeah, it looks like Eddie's plan here is just to kill him this turn.
Yeah. It's possible. Taking the 2 crit.
All right. Taking the 2 crit, goes to 3. Attacking for 20,000. Remember, this does have a Sensu bean on it. So this is 20,000 to 10,000. We'll see if Alan decides to awaken here. Chances are he probably will. I think he's, I think Eddie's doing a good job telegraphing, hey, I'm going to go in on you this turn. So Alan will probably be forced to awaken, which stinks because he doesn't get that extra draw, but you can't use the extra draw if you're dead, Scotch, as it turns out. So
That is how that works.
actually pretty important.
This is pretty heated. We're going to see the Awaken, give himself 2 more cards.
Ooh, drew a Kaba.
Ooh, Kaba and a boost attack.
Boost attack's a big deal.
It is,
So it's
because
at
Eddie's
30
hand is dwindling down now.
Yeah, this is at 20, 30 right now. So, what,
25?
25?
35.
Got there.
He got there.
This is at 20, that's 30. Then you play out 35.
Dragon Ball Super Blade.
Okay,
a little confused what the argument was,
Round 2 are being posted. Once again, Dragon Ball Super players, your parents are being posted. Just a reminder, Dragon Ball players, you're playing
Looks like
6
there's
rounds
an argument about where the Sensu bean went.
The Sensu Bean was definitely on the Vegeta.
Yeah, it was.
The leader.
There was one on leader and one on that Vegeta.
Was there one on the Vegeta as well? I thought both were on the Vegeta. Or
No. He
Too many Vegetas.
okay. Not really sure what that confusion was right there. Actually, I'm not really sure what happened right there, but
I'm not either,
May-
but
maybe
George
Eddie-
handled it.
yeah. So maybe it looks like that Eddie was comboing with the Bulma and just didn't have it too close to his card. So Alan thought, and we did too, that it was only 10,000.
Yeah.
Yu-Gi-Oh! 1K players, please take your deck
Alright,
list.
that got resolved, looks like.
towards the stage.
Passing turn.
My judges have been
Instead of trying to push with
declared.
the Majin Buu. But again, what is he going to do with the 1 Majin Buu? His opponent's at 3 life.
Right. I mean, he could use double strike, taking down the 1 maybe, but
Well, not even.
Yeah.
I say you swing into the battle card Vegeta.
yeah,
with Miraculous and then
yeah,
go all
sure,
in on
yeah.
it.
Try to kill Gohan. Is that what you're talking about?
Yep. Yep.
All right, so right here, Alan's just going to attack with his Trunks, get countered, snap counter immediately, draws another cob off that.
Yep, so he won't get the extra draw right there from the Trunks effect, but
Another counter.
2 negates.
2 negates already. 15,000 coming in. Let's see what Eddie decides to do here. Says it's okay.
Looks like 6 cards in Eddie's hand.
Yeah, double
Give it
strike.
a double
draws
strike.
a card. So this is at 25.
Do you go all in right here, though?
I think you go all in because you have another Gohan in hand. So you can go all in,
There will be no top
and you can play.
He does have another Gohan in hand. That is true as well.
So that's 25, 35, 45, 50. 50,000 double strike right now.
I feel like you dropped the Chomp as well. Drop the second Chomp that's in hand.
Does Eddie have another counter though? Is Eddie like trying to bait him into doing what we're talking about? I can't see Eddie's hand, but it's possible Eddie's just like, yeah. You know, I can't stop it. Oh no.
I would drop the extra.
Dragon Ball Super players, welcome to round 2.
Screw it. Go all in.
So 50.
Go all in. Yep, drop
20,
it. All you need is the 2 red.
40, 50, 60,
2 cards left in hand.
70.
What's the other card? It's another comma? Yeah,
Yeah.
do it.
Think you go 75 in right here?
Honestly, I'd drop both of them. Because if he does have another gate, game's
Well,
over.
I'd say that's true. I mean, yeah, it's true. I mean, you could. I wouldn't drop both. I don't think I would drop both. It would be really hard to convince me to drop both here.
You mean like that?
Again, he still has the Gohan in hand. What are you talking about? It's right there.
He's got a Jocko as well in hand currently.
Oh, does he?
He does have Jocko in hand.
Yeah, I mean, I think playing the Cobb is fine, but I wouldn't. There's no way I'd drop both. And this is actually really cool that we know that Eddie runs a lot of Jocko in his deck. So like he's literally just be like, I'm gonna put these cards back in your hand so you can use them with the Gohan and kill me with them. So that's like pretty cool.
Jumping a Jocko or the Champa back to hand. So currently,
That's the game.
concede.
Eddie lost. Shoo. Tough.
Wow.
Tough matchup. What is this? And what is this?
That's the monitor that you just moved.
Oh yeah, you're right. Sorry. I was like, what is that? Woo. Yeah, so we moved the monitor over to get ourselves a little bit better of a view there. It looks like it was in the way. So yeah, so awesome matchup. Again, we knew that the game was going to be exciting. We knew that was going to be exciting events. Those are 2 awesome decks playing each other, 2 very fast decks. We really got to see, you know, because you don't get to see that against a lot of different decks. But we really got to see the combo wars there. You know, like how in depth the game could be in the combo stuff, which is pretty cool.
Both, like in all 3 games, they had a combo war.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Allen